bow our head. Dear gracious Heavenly Father God, we thank you so much for this and another day. Lord, we're so thankful, Lord, for your wonderful blessings bestowed upon us today. Lord, thank you for this rain, Lord. No doubt we needed it, Lord. I pray, God, now and ask that you just bless us the way it should bless. God, I ask tonight, Lord, that you just bless this meeting. Lord, bless, Lord, everything that's said or done. Lord, bless this city, Lord, as we continue to move forward. Lord, just put a hedge about the city, Lord, above, both sides, Lord, above and below, Lord, and just protect us, Lord. Lord, I ask all these things in your gracious heavenly name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, let's call the regular called board meeting of the Corbin City Commission with the roll call, please.
Moore,
Here.
Shepherd,
Here.
Baker,
Here.
Gamble, Rasmus,
Here. First on the agenda is to approve the May bills for payment.
Approve the May bills for payment.
Second?
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes. Approve the minutes from the June 14th special meeting.
Is that motion?
Second.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes.
All right, now the fun thing, right? So we are getting the wonderful opportunity to present a Corbin Kernel tonight to one of our local gentlemen. And I'm gonna let Brandon explain all the awesome things that you've done that have gotten you here today, so.
All right, so we have Justin Mason here today. I do have a list of his accomplishments here, and then after this, I mean, if you want to speak a few words as well, that would be great. But he first won his first art competition. He was 5 years old in West Knox Elementary, so he's had to drive for this his whole life. He won multiple awards through his middle school and high school years. He first published, or it says that he drew in the first ever published comic within the mainstream in 2017. Is that correct? Yep. Okay. And he worked on Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles with the Last Ronin series, which was a big run that he did when it first came out. He worked for DC Comics as well. He did something called Rogues Gallery for Image Comics. Image is the publisher for Walking Dead, and it's soon to be a TV show produced by Don Cheadle. He finally broke into Marvel Comics and became the first ever artist to tell a Spider-Punk solo story. So Spider-Punk was a character created in 2015, but this was really the first solo story they ever did with this character. And also this character was in the new Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie they just did as well. He's co-created many characters in that world. He's also co-created and designed a new droid in Star Wars comics with Marvel and Lucasfilm. Just recently finished a weekly Spider-Man 2099 series with every issue going to second printing now with all of his cover art. He did cover art for a new Star Trek series from the publisher IDW, and he's currently finishing up a Venom story with Venom's co-creator David McElhaney at Marvel. And so if you want to come up here and just tell us a few words as well, this is a list of his accomplishments that we just read through. The Spider-Punk series was just not a cover art that he did. It was illustrations throughout the entire series. So yeah, so awesome. You can come over here.
That's so awesome. So yeah, if you don't mind to approach the microphone there, and then we'll get your family up here for a picture. But how exciting. I mean, we had no idea. So really, really happy to have you here.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous, but thank you. That's all I can really just say. I'm just thankful for my family and everybody got me here. I appreciate you. Just let them know, because that's it. Just means a lot. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, sorry.
You have to speak for at least 10 minutes.
That's yeah.
Well, this is why I draw for a living. And I don't speak. But yeah, just thank you guys. That's all I can say. It's a true honor.
But it's so awesome because I also own the movie theater. It's like, man, we should have had you, So the next one, please let me know because it would be really cool.
I don't know the exact date, but it's supposed to be within a year or so.
All right. Well, okay. That would be very cool to have some kind of event or something at the theater for you. So, absolutely. So without further ado, we would like to present you with this Corbin Kernel, and if you would like to come up with the family, we'll all get our picture made with you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you gotta get up and get a picture.
She's a beautiful child.
Here, look at the camera. Okay, here we go.
Why don't we get in front of you?
It's okay, here we go.
Let me snap 2 or 3 more.
Awesome, congratulations.
And please don't feel obligated to, stay. You can stay if you would like. We can get kind of boring up here, so no problem if you all sneak out.
I guess the only other comment I'd like to make is that we've been talking for the last week and a half now about potentially putting a Spider-Verse sort of mural in Corbin somewhere. So we're in discussion. He is interested in wanting to do that. So we're looking at different spots, and we're trying to see what would be the best to put that at.
What a great idea. Love it. Love it. All right, moving on. First reading of ordinance number 2023-4, an ordinance annexing to the city limits of Corbin, Kentucky, a certain tract of real property located at 1226 R.C. Leadington and establishing a zoning classification for said tract of real property owned by individual property owners.
Ordinance number 2023-4, an ordinance of the city of Corbin, Kentucky, annexing to the city limits of Corbin, Kentucky, a certain tract of real property and establishing the zoning classification for said tract of real property owned by individual property owners. Whereas KRS 81A.410 authorizes and delegates to city legislative bodies the authority to annex territories. Whereas KRS 81A.412 provides the manner in which said annexation may be accomplished by consent of the property owners. Whereas KRS 81A.415 provides the manner in which said annexation may be accomplished by a city contained within 2 counties of an area in an additional county, whereas the city of Corbin has met the requirements of 2023 RS Senate Bill 141, Section 3, subsection 3D, which became law on March 29, 2023, whereas the property owners have consented in writing that their certain tract of real property be annexed and incorporated into the city of Corbin, Kentucky, whereas the real property described herein is adjacent and contiguous to the present city of Corbin, Kentucky, and whereas the real property described herein by reason of population density, commercial, industrial, institutional, or governmental use of land or subdivision of land is urban in character or suitable for development for urban purposes without unreasonable delay, whereas the real property described herein is not within the boundary of another incorporated city, whereas the real property described herein contains infrastructure owned by the city or any agency, political subdivision, department, or instrumentality of the city of Corbin, whereas the real property described herein is not within the agricultural district classified by the State Soil and Water Conservation Commission, and whereas at least 45 days prior to the enactment of a final annexation ordinance under KRS 81A.412, the city of Corbin provided notice of said annexation to the Laurel County Fiscal Court, the county contained in the territory to be annexed. Now therefore be it ordained by the Board of Commissioners of the city of Corbin, Kentucky as follows. Section 1. That pursuant to KRS 81A.412 and 2023 Senate Bill 141, that certain tract of real property owned by Beverly Voss located at 1226 R.C. Leadington, parcel ID 123-30-00-201.01, parcel 1 is hereby annexed to the city of Corbin, Kentucky, and the said real property being more particularly described as follows. The legal description is attached hereto as Exhibit A. Section 2, that the above referenced and above described real property as set forth in Section 1 above containing real property owned by the property owners is hereby zoned C1 and keeps the same zoning designation. Section 3, that the zoning map of the city of Corbin, Kentucky is hereby amended to add the above referenced and the above described tract of real property set forth in Section 1 above to the city of Corbin, Kentucky's boundaries and to reflect the zoning classifications given to said tract of real property as set forth in section 2, section 4. This ordinance can be reviewed and inspected at the office of the city clerk, City of Corbin, Kentucky, City Government Center, City Hall, 805 South Main Street, Corbin, Kentucky, 40701, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. Section 5, this ordinance shall take effect upon 2 readings, passage, and legal advertisement. Section 6, all ordinances or portions thereof in conflict herewith are hereby repealed. First reading, June 19th, 2023.
Motion to adopt?
Second.
Baker,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes. All right, let's approve a tax refund in the amount of $126.36 to Neil Bouchon, 405 16th Street for 2022 city property taxes. He was eligible for homestead exemption.
So moved.
Second?
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes. Approve workers' compensation insurance for fiscal year 2024.
While Tori's pulling that up, we worked with KLC and with Kimi on both of these. We had a little difference with Kimi and KLC on our workman's comp, so she'll read that. My recommendation will be we go with Kimi for workman's comp.
Kimi's the company we currently have. The premium for next year is $95,458.92. This is an $8,371.26 increase. KLC, their premium for the year was valued at $146,328.30. This is an increase of $59,240.64 compared to the current fiscal year. There's a $50,869.38 difference between the two.
Sounds like Kimmy's the people.
All right, approve, Kimmy for workers' comp for the fiscal year 2024.
Second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes. Approve property and liability insurance for fiscal year 2024.
We got a quote from KLC on this. The total cost for liability insurance is $184,776.86. For property insurance, it's $86,802.41, making it a total of $271,579.27. This is about $30,000 more than it currently is. But this past year, they came in and reevaluated all of our properties that we own, and everything is now at total replacement cost, not just, and so if something were to happen, it's the best possible coverage we could have.
I'll entertain a motion to approve. What was that, KLC? KLC.
Make a motion to approve KLC for the property and liability insurance for fiscal year 2024.
Second?
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes.
Hire Jeremiah Johnson as a full-time employee in the Recreation Department.
Jeff hired him as a seasonal helper. We come to find out that he had worked in London for their Parks and Recreation, had pool experience, and he's already helped us out in the pool area, so that'll be one more hand looking at the pool, so I recommend we hire him full-time.
Awesome. All right. Motion to hire Jeremiah Johnson as full-time employee in the Recreation Department.
Second.
Baker,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes.
Hire Christian Hamilton and Cameron Griffith as full-time employees in the Public Works Department.
Both of these will be CDL drivers that Jeff's needing badly.
That's that motion.
Second?
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes.
approve the SRO contract with Corbin Independent Schools for upcoming school year.
This contract is very different compared to ones we've had in previous years. In past years, the only thing that we've been reimbursed for by the school has been their wages and then costs associated with payroll. This contract would include the school reimbursing us for all expenses associated with school resource officers not covered by the COPS grant. They'd be providing 4 officers under this contract.
That's not including the insurance, is that correct? There was a question about that.
That wasn't, I really like this contract.
And it's just for this school year, it's just 1 year.
Okay. Well, we'll take it. So, set motion to approve the SRO contract with Corbin Independent Schools for this year.
Second.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes. We are going to adopt a public meeting code of conduct, I think just to help things,
Everybody,
to understand what's expected of them when they approach the commission. I think it'll make things go a lot smoother for us, and this has been adopted in various cities throughout the state, so it's pretty boilerplate, really. Did she need to read it?
Yes, read. She sent it to you all ahead of time, so we've had plenty of time for the commissioners, unless they have any questions.
And if anybody wants a copy of it, but like I said, it's pretty, yeah, okay, we can give you all a copy of it. But it's just basically, everybody's welcome to speak, but it does put a limit unless, I give them additional time, so the meetings don't last so long. So 5 minutes, and then 5 minutes more if needed, so, anyway. But yes, we can give that to you all.
We'd looked at it for a while. A lot of the other places, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but if somebody would come up here and speak, 5 minutes is fair enough time. And then, like you said, if you need to give them additional time, or they want additional time to hear somebody.
Right.
But this way it keeps an order to our meetings.
Will the final look will it be exactly the same as this, or
do you have input?
can it be edited? There were a few minor grammatical spelling things that I've noticed, stuff like that, but
Of course, the librarian is gonna be. I'm kidding.
You're not wrong.
John, are you doing the content?
I'm just messing with you, John. That's a joke.
I get it. Hey, listen, I get it to my sisters all the time.
Are you all good with the content then?
the enforceability of it, I had a question with that. If someone comes in here and they're causing a fuss,
We have, the police chief is usually always here, and if he's not, then we'll have one of his officers here. And we'll always have somebody in attendance due to the holiday today, and then he's out of town today. We have nobody, but I don't think there was nothing controversial on the agenda today.
All right, I'm gonna make a motion to adopt the public meeting code of conduct.
second.
Shepherd,
No.
Baker,
No.
Moore,
Yes.
Rasmus,
Yes. Well, we'll wait till James gets back. All right, moving on. City manager's report.
I have one request. We had a gentleman approach me last month, Jeff and I, from the Public Works, or Parks and Recreation, in behind Rotary Park's parking lot. There's a piece of property that's about 206 feet one way and about 202 feet another way. It's property that's on the track there. There's one deed that he owns. He would like to sell that to us. Jeff and I looked at it. It would add more parking to Rotary Park over there. We'd have to clear it out. It's got a lot of trees and overgrowth on it. But he's wanting to sell it at $7,500, and we could fix that up. and it's right there by our ditch, so we'd be able to go in there. We could add probably, we estimated about 60 more cars over there with parking over it. We'd leave it gravel for now, but, it's right in beside the skate park there on the right.
There's often a lot of trash over there too, isn't there? A lot of people put a lot of their trash there. I would
Well,
go
in that area,
Yeah.
yep, so they would open it up, it goes right into the trailer park there too, we don't want
Yeah.
that part of it, there's another tract of land on it, but it's not 15 feet wide, so,
I remember I was over there for Corbin cleanup
Yes.
a few years back, and it was,
yeah.
and that would help with.
But no, it's just mostly, it's been cleaned out, there's a lot of overgrowth and underbrush there that just needs to be moved out.
Do we need a motion to approve the?
To purchase it, it's $7,500, yes.
Subject to title search. Flea market, title.
I'll give you a copy of that.
Got a copy of Steve.
So, motion to approve the purchase of certain tract of land mentioned by Marlon, subject to the title search.
Second.
Baker,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Riser.
Yes.
That's all I have, man.
I just want to hop back up for a minute. So this public meeting code of conduct, Tori sent out 2 weeks ago, for everybody to look over. When did you first see the code of conduct?
Probably up to Friday.
Friday? Okay. So I was just curious because I think, Marla and Toy have been working on this for a while, so they sent it to you all. So I'm just kind of shocked because we didn't have any discussion as to what, other than some grammatical errors. So I'm just curious if you got issues with this, why it wasn't brought to me, because I'm just I feel a little confused. So if there's a problem with it, why didn't we have a conversation?
So I did read over it and everything. I'm not opposed to signage not being in here, or I'm not opposed to like limits as far as time limit, and then the commission can approve it and everything. I just feel like it was just a little, like, in my opinion, because I know like every city that has done something like this, it has been different. And normally it has to do with time though, but I just don't know if it has everything to do with time though in this code of conduct though. If it just had strictly to do with time, I'd probably be on board with it.
Where did this iteration come from?
We've got them from KLC, and I've got copies from other cities of what their policies and procedures were in their meetings.
Like what cities, for instance?
Berea, Richmond, Danville, Maysville, several other places.
What's,
And then KLC has their code of conduct too.
where did this one come from? Do you know, Tori?
No, that one, I'd have to see which one it was, which.
And we can put time limits on it, that's just, sometimes we have so many speakers and we, if you people just making this meeting go smoother and smoother, it's basically all.
Well, I just didn't know it was gonna be controversial. So the thing is that we can draft our own, we can,
We'll draft one and do it for July's meeting, that's fine.
Like I said, I just felt like it was a little restrictive, just because like discretion is different for all of us up here. Like my discretion could be different compared to Allison's discretion, or because, that's what, like, some of it is as far as like staying on like task, but staying on task, the lawyer over here, he can figure out loopholes too about what task means as well. I just don't want us to get in trouble with that, that's all. Now, I do understand the timing point, because I do think that's reasonable, because we have like a lot of speakers, and of course, yeah.
what about you, John?
I would say it's largely similar to what Brandon just said. There are a few things, let's see, speaking over it really quickly, well, he kind of said this too, concerning, let's say, intention. stating your opinion or subject matter of fact plainly and in a straightforward manner, for example. What was the other thing? Yeah, like overly repetitive messaging or something like that. I think we should adopt one. I don't have a problem with adopting one, period, but I think it'd be better if we could come up with our own. And I don't know.
Marlon, why don't you-
I just didn't like how this one read. It felt more like and no offense to anybody who put anything into this, more like a code of conduct for like a kindergartner class or something like that is what I felt when I was reading, especially since I've had to read so many of them lately. But anyway, essentially
Marlon,
I would just like to tweak it is really all.
Marla, maybe you could give us like several examples, like rather than just one, if you give us maybe, 3 or 4, and then we can tweak what we like and what we don't like from each of them and come to a consensus on
No problem.
that. Okay, all right, so we'll pursue that a little bit later. All right, do we have any department reports? Barry, no? Everybody's all right? Everybody, pool? How's the pool going?
It's going good. Wish it would warm up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't it figure, like, yeah,
Water's still cold, isn't it?
yeah, okay. Okay, we will jump now to the tourism report.
Okay, well, I'll just, say a few things, update the commission on a few things. We are obviously heavily into our event season, so Friday night's concert, our Pickin' in the Park, we saw about 175 people. It was a hugely successful event and just a feel-good moment. So then Saturday night, we did our movie in the park, which was, we were able to get sponsored so we could offer another one, and that was well attended. Burger Week was, despite the fact that restaurants can no longer offer a $6 burger, it was still a huge success. Downtown every night was absolutely packed. So we will be announcing the People's Choice Award winner and the golden ticket winner for the World Food Championship competition in Dallas, Texas in November this week. So, and then, on a bit of good news, downtown Corbin, we've had 4 businesses open in the last month. So, James Family Practice, M&M Rooftop Garden, the local laser company, and Unique and Rustique Boutique, which is a furniture store. So,
Where's that?
it's across from City Hall. And it's a lot bigger than, it's where the Holler was. And it's new, it's brand new furniture, but it's like a rustic style. So, for those that like that, so.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.
So, along that vein, so we have had a resignation in our tourism board. Victor is so popular and so awesome that he has moved into a regional position with Best Western, and so he does not have the time that he needs to devote to the tourism board. So I've got a letter from the South Corbin Hotel Motel Association. We hereby suggest name of our member Katil Patel, KT Patel, for appointment as a tourism commissioner position, as Victor has resigned due to other commitments. So he is the only one on the list, and it sounds good to me, so I would like to appoint KT Patel to our tourism board. I'll need a motion for that.
I make a motion.
Yeah, I'll second.
Moore,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Wagner,
Yes. All right, do we have any comments from our commissioners? Or anybody got anything they want to bring up?
Just that the budget process has been going pretty well, I feel like, and we're coming, I feel like, to the home stretch, and that I feel like, with just my perception, that we should be done with something, I would imagine, within the next week and a half or so. Wouldn't you think that's pretty reasonable?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
and then we can all sit down and once we have a copy of the budget. I haven't seen anything about the budget yet.
We're still working on it. We'll provide everybody with a copy once we're done.
Yeah, we've been going line through line and just making sure, that everything is where it needs to be. So it's taken us a little bit, but I feel like we're on good timing though.
Wonderful, and so we'll have ample time to go through it line by line as well.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Perfect. The other question that I have is, and I know we've mentioned it before, but this is just open for discussion, is to put a quota on the number of new vape shops that are popping up. Is that possible? Is that something that we can do? Is that something that we can look into?
You certainly control it by zoning.
Zoning, okay.
Completely, put a quote, I can check and they can see,
Okay.
but
I think the biggest thing with it, with vaping in general, I don't know what the solution to it is as far as a quota on shops or, I think the biggest issue with me is it just getting in the hands of younger children, right? So,
Right.
within, school, within the last 2 years of school, I've been at 2 different schools, and there's been 4th grader confiscated a vape in each school. So I do know that there's an issue with it for sure. I don't know if there are other ways that we can police it to where we can have some more harsher fines for those things getting into the hands of kids that maybe were from other adults or even businesses. I mean, I would hate to imagine businesses are selling to underage children, but there's maybe a good chance that they are. So,
They are.
convicted to.
yeah. So, that's just kind of my opinion about it.
Even worse than that is we've had a couple of incidents, and I don't know where the vape came from, but there has been fentanyl that's gotten into them somehow, and with so many popping up, I just don't want to give any more chances.
I agree. I think we definitely need to look into that from a legal perspective. And then also, I know that a lot of these shops, it's not just the vapes that they're making money off of, but they've also got those machines in there as well. And I know that that's kind of gotten tied up in court, but hopefully, those gray machines will be deemed to be illegal, and then we'll be able to, they won't have that income stream, and then maybe we won't see so many. So, yeah.
Like I said, I just wanted to open it for discussion to see if it's possible, and
Yeah, I'll check. I know you can control it by zoning, it's like, adult entertainment and stuff like that. Maybe do something on quotas. When you do that, you got to have some scientific research, which should be easy to obtain about the harm. Go through a procedure to make it.
Could it be based on population? I know some areas do that for ABC licenses, but
Well, right, the problem is there's no state statute now that prohibits it. So if you want to do it locally, I think it's like adult entertainment. We have an ordinance now. Before we pass that, we had to we provided some extensive research of the harm. So I think that's something we're gonna have to get the scientific health data on it. So maybe you can help us with that.
yeah, well, I'm happy to help with that.
John, do you have anything?
Let's see. No, just the simplest way or most effective way would be through zoning. Is this gonna have to go through planning and zoning as well and go?
I think you need to look at it from both ways, so I don't think we're already say we're good by zoning, I think you need to look at it from the standpoint of how you might regulate. I don't think you can completely say no,
Right.
but you can come up with the data to support some severe restrictions.
Perfect.
Is there a limit in the license about self-tobacco currently, or
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I
And
just
you got all
didn't know.
kinds of issues,
Yeah.
it's a very complex thing,
Yeah.
but I think the best way to protect it is from the scientific and then the harsh restrictions.
All right, great. Thank you. We've got time for public comment, if anyone has a public comment. All right. I believe I will enter entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second. I make the motion.
Second.
Shepherd,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Radford.
Yes.